Ronin Deadpool, aka Watari. Some Deadpools crack jokes, some break the fourth wall. Ronin Deadpool just breaks skulls and forgets why he did it. Ronin Deadpool, also known as Watari, hails from Earth 11542 and 17th century Japan. Unlike his more talkative counterparts, this Deadpool isn't cracking jokes every 5 seconds, mostly because he can't remember much of anything. What he does know is that he's a master swordsman, and if he's holding a katana, someone's probably about to have a very bad day. Trained in the art of combat, Watari became a feared warrior under the command of a powerful daimyo. Unfortunately, that daimyo saw him as a liability and sent him to his supposed death. But as history often proves, killing Deadpool isn't that simple. Watari survived, albeit with a shattered memory, and spent years wandering as a Ronin, a masterless samurai with only one goal: to kill the man who betrayed him. One day he found the daimyo, but had no memory of who he was. Despite that, he knew he had to kill him. The daimyo was understandably confused, but fought anyway. Even when the daimyo tried bribing Watari with land, power, and women, Watari wasn't interested, probably because he couldn't remember why he was mad in the first place. After slaying him, his memories briefly returned, but soon enough, they faded again. One thing Watari does recall is Wolverine, whom he insists is his brother. Wolverine, however, has no idea what he's talking about and mostly considers him an annoying idiot. Eventually, Watari joins the Deadpool Corps, where he trades in wandering for multiversal mayhem, fighting against an army of evil Deadpools. It turns out, no matter the timeline, being Deadpool means chaos is never far behind. Deadman Wade. In a world where survival's king, Deadman Wade learned the hard way that loyalty won't save you, but losing your head just might. On Earth 295, where Apocalypse ruled with an iron fist, Wade Wilson was twisted into something far worse than his usual loudmouth self. Thanks to a crude eugenics program, he gained a healing factor that made him nearly unkillable, but it did nothing for his scarred body or fractured mind. Now known as Deadman Wade, he became a fantastical assassin for Apocalypse, and a key member of the Pale Riders, a team of enforcers dedicated to wiping out humanity's last hope. Wade's time with the Pale Riders was as violent as it was miserable. His so-called teammate, Moonstar, took great joy in tormenting him, while Damask barely tolerated his presence. When they were sent to track Nightcrawler and destroy Avalon, Moonstar's sadism finally pushed Damask too far, and she killed her on the spot. But Wade, ever the devoted fool, couldn't comprehend that Moonstar had never cared for him. As their mission unraveled, Damask turned on Wade next, choking the life out of him. But healing factors are tricky things. Wade came back ready for revenge. That was until Nightcrawler ended the drama with a simple bamf, teleporting Wade's head far, far away. Death, however, is rarely permanent for a man like Wade. Revived by Dark Beast and later recruited by Dreadpool, he got one last shot at mayhem. But in the end, even in a universe where the strong rule, Wade learned that some battles just end with you in pieces. Literally. Death Mask. When life gives you a second chance, most people try to do good with it. Death Mask? He used it to build an empire and dress really, really well. On Earth 11638, Wade Wilson's luck finally took a turn for the better when Dr. Reed Richards removed his pesky regeneration brain tumor. The result? No more headaches, a fully functioning healing factor, and a super genius intellect that turned him into the ultimate criminal overlord of New York's underworld. Now known as Death Mask, he ruled with an iron fist, an army of deathbots, and a serious disdain for incompetence. Just ask his ex-underlings. Life was good for Death Mask until some unwelcome guests from Earth 616 arrived: Deadpool, Spider-Man, and the Hulk. If dealing with superpowered meddlers wasn't enough, Death Mask also had to put up with his most annoying opponent yet himself. Or rather, Deadpool, the chaos-loving idiot version of him from another universe. As Deadpool cut down Death Mask's top lieutenants, he infiltrated Wilson Tower with these because, they looked exactly alike. Death Mask barely had time to punish a lackey before Deadpool literally threw a bomb into his day. And when he woke up, he was bound, gagged, and dressed like Deadpool. Meanwhile, the real Deadpool was cosplaying as Death Mask and tricking his own men into blowing him up. To make things worse, after surviving an explosion and crawling out of the Hudson River, Death Mask was immediately hit in the head with a book Deadpool casually tossed out of a window. Still, Death Mask wasn't one to give up. he struck a deal with Mephisto to unleash hell's worst upon the world, only to end up in the arena of tainted souls. I guess even geniuses can make really bad choices. Venompool. What happens when Deadpool gets even more unhinged? Just add a symbiote, a thirst for fame, and way too many Jerry curls. Across the multiverse, there exist many Deadpools, but only one Venompool, a mercenary who bonded with the Venom symbiote and became a bigger, badder, and much slimier version of himself. On Earth 615.9, Deadpool accepted a job from Galactus to kill the Beyonder in exchange for the Continuity Cube, a device that could rewrite history. Armed with the retcon expungifier, Deadpool set out to erase the cosmic entity, but got sidetracked by Beyonder's flashy lifestyle and extravagant parties. Things escalated when a symbiote-possessed Spider-Man crashed the party. After an unfortunate shooting incident, the symbiote found a new host in Deadpool, transforming him into Venompool, now bulkier, toothier, and sporting symbiotic Jerry curls. The Beyonder eventually ditched him, breaking whatever spell of popularity he had, leaving Venompool to realize he had pawned his ultimate weapon. Desperate for recognition, he tried joining the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and Defenders, only to get rejected at every turn. Frustrated, he ditched the symbiote at the Bell Tower, except the creature took on a new form as Carnage Curl, a villainess with equally questionable hair. Determined to get his revenge on Beyonder, Venompool retrieved the retcon expungifier and lured him into a dramatic reality TV style confrontation. Just as he was about to make his move, Carnage Curl dropped a bombshell. She was pregnant with Beyonder's child. Before Venompool could process this absurdity, Galactus stormed in for revenge. Taking advantage of the chaos, Venompool erased both cosmic beings, securing his place as the most important figure in his world. But even as the center of attention, it wasn't enough. He wiped out heroes, villains, anyone stealing his spotlight. Eventually, therapy with Doc Samson made him realize the ultimate solution: use the retcon expungifier to erase himself and his entire reality. Deadpool 2099. In the year 2099, the Deadpool legacy lives on, but instead of a wisecracking mercenary, it's a sci-fi swordsman with daddy issues and a dragon. Warda Wilson, daughter of Wade Wilson, and the monstrous queen Shikla, never got to know her father. When her mother mysteriously vanishes, Warda kidnaps an elderly senile Wade and tries everything: drugs, telepaths, even forcing him to watch C-SPAN to unlock his buried memories. All she gets is scattered recollections of family tragedy, a war with Shikla, and a whole lot of nonsense. Armed with her father's healing factor and an arsenal of futuristic weaponry, Warda takes on the mantle of Deadpool 2099, complete with a jetpack and a flying mechanical dragon. She commands a gang of mercenaries called the Bobs, who do her dirty work as she scours the city for answers. But her crusade earns her a powerful enemy, her half-sister Ellie Preston, who steals her father's old gear and fights to reclaim the Deadpool name. Determined to track down Shikla, Warda ventures into the ruins of Monster Metropolis, where she discovers her father's old weapon stash, minus one crucial item. Before she can investigate, she's alerted that Wade has escaped. Racing back on her dragon, she finds her father fleeing with a masked vigilante in his old uniform. When Warda unmasks the imposter, she's shocked to see Ellie, who has vowed to stop her. Their sibling rivalry turns out to be an all-out war. Warda threatens to unleash an eldritch horror on Madison Star Garden if Ellie doesn't deliver Wade. When Wade finally confronts Warda, they battle fiercely, until Ellie intervenes, slaying Warda's dragon. Furious, Warda sets Ellie ablaze with napalm, seemingly killing her as Wade watches helplessly. But the fight isn't over. Wade reveals that Ellie is a mutant with a unique ability: instant regeneration, resetting her body to the age when her powers first emerged. Now rejuvenated, Ellie takes on Warda once again. Their duel ends when Wade's old ally, the AI Emily Preston, bonds with Warda's mind, forcing her to face her own demons. Whether this makes her a better person or just an angrier one remains to be seen. Ultimate Deadpool. In alternate reality where mutants reign supreme, one man takes it upon himself to even the playing field through excessive firepower and an unhealthy amount of cybernetic upgrades. Meet Earth 1610 Wade Wilson, aka Ultimate Deadpool, a former Marine sergeant turned anti-mutant mercenary who pushes his enhancements to the extreme. all in the name of survival and a little bit of overkill. Dubbed Deadpool during the Wakanda Wars for his death-defying luck, Wilson takes on the name to heart when he becomes a hired gun. Unlike his Earth 616 counterpart, this Deadpool isn't cracking jokes. He's leading a squad of fellow ex-military killers, the Reavers, into battle against mutants. Augmented with biogenic and cybernetic enhancements, he boasts superhuman strength, enhanced reflexes, and a built-in cloaking device. His face completely stripped away, replaced by a translucent metallic helmet that makes sunglasses useless. When reality TV producers come knocking with an offer to hunt mutants for sport on Hunt for Justice, Deadpool jumps at the chance. Alongside the Reavers, he captures the X-Men and even Spider-Man, setting them loose on Krakoa Island for the ultimate televised bloodbath. But things don't go as planned. Shadowcast phases through his body, causing his cybernetics to glitch out and explode, an embarrassing way to lose a fight. Left for dead, Deadpool later resurfaces, joining the evil Deadpool Corps under Deadpool's leadership. Fortunately for him, that means facing off against the one guy even crazier than him, Earth 616, Wade Wilson. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. Deadpool Pulp. Some men serve their country. Wade Wilson serves mayhem. On Earth 10310, this version of Deadpool is a World War II veteran, a government assassin, and a man with more voices in his head than bullets in his gun, which is saying something. Captured and tortured in a secret US program, Wade is broken, rebuilt, and let loose as the ultimate stealth killer. Some see him as a patriot, others as a lunatic. He doesn't care as long as the missions keep rolling in and the body count keeps rising. Armed with katanas, pistols, and a dangerous lack of impulse control, he does whatever dirty work the government won't admit to. Then things get personal. His latest target, outlaw the only woman he's ever loved. To make matters worse, his handler, Cable, turns out to be a traitor trying to activate a hidden sleeper agent personality inside Wade to assassinate John F. Kennedy. Wade being Wade decides that no one tells him what to do, not even himself. He fights back, blows Cable to pieces, and gets back to doing what he does best, causing problems. After a brutal fight with Outlaw at the Statue of Liberty, Wade ends up handcuffed to a nuclear briefcase. The explosion leaves him barely breathing, but when the mysterious Strife offers him a spot in the Weapon X program and a cure for his cancer, he figures, why not? Later, he's roped into a multiversal crisis and joins the Deadpool Corps. Unfortunately, he can't even joke his way out of this one, meeting an explosively ironic end in the process. Still, if anyone could find a way to laugh about it, it'd be him. Babypool. What's cuter than a tiny mercenary with swords and a plunger gun? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Enter Babypool, the pint-sized Deadpool of Earth 71912, where heroes and villains are adorable, chibi-fied versions of themselves. But don't let the big eyes fool you. This kid still loves violence, bad jokes, and making everything about himself. Babypool spends his days goofing off, arguing with artist Scotty Young, who dares to draw him, and annoying everyone in Marvel, a battle-world suburb full of mini heroes. When new kids, Zack and Zoe, arrive, Babypool picks a fight with the Avengers, the X-Men, and even the Guardians of the Galaxy just to win their attention. Despite his size, Babypool is fully armed with twin katanas, a toy-like firearm that shoots tiny plungers, and an insatiable hunger for burritos. He's friendly with Spider-Man, occasionally teams up with the Fantastic Four, and is mostly tolerated by the Avengers until he starts a food fight. At the end of the day, Babypool might not be the biggest threat in Marvel, but he's definitely the loudest and the hungriest. If there's pizza involved, you better believe he's first in line, using his sword as a makeshift plate, because even tiny mercenaries have priorities. And that's every major Deadpool across the multiverse. From cybernetic killers to tiny mercs, Wade Wilson is chaos in any timeline. Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Deadpool madness. See ya!